All right, what's up, people? What's up, people? Just want to express, from being the trainer that I've been over the years, trainer slash life coach, trainer slash guru. I've had the beautiful opportunity and experience to talk to many different people on a wide scale of different diversity, ethnicities, and life statuses. And it's been a beautiful opportunity for me to just listen to these people's lives, from the roots to deepnesses, and just what makes their stitching them. I mean, because we all know that the fitness and the body is connected with the struggles that we face, the difficulties we face. I mean, things that we go through in life tend to affect our body. It's a stressor. So, people work it out. And through working out, they express themselves. And being placed with that information, I just know how life is the struggle. And to understand people's lives is a challenge, man. We're all stitched so differently, and we have different purposes, and we have different outlooks. And to really get to know people, you really got to listen to them, man, because we all have a story, and our stories go deep. It go deep from when we're first born. It's rooted in how we think. It plays a major part in the outlooks, and with fears, with anxieties and complexes that we continue to carry almost through to our adult lifehoods. Me myself personally, I could account for that because my life has been struggle. Childhood I went through a lot of different changes. Experienced a lot of different stuff, and it's definitely developed me to be the person that I am. And until somebody tries to really invest in your past and your future, not past as far as just like gossip calling situations that people like to remember, but I'm talking about your upbringing, your stitching, what makes you click. I mean, your bio. People are never gonna understand you if they don't try to put the time in to understand you, man. And to get to know somebody's root DNA characteristics, you really got to understand where they came from and things they went through and why they're crafted the way they're crafted and why they think the way they're thinking. So if you're really trying to reach and connect with people and understand people and show people that mercy, that grace that they deserve, you better put the time in to understand their lives, man. Because if you try to kick their life to the curb and things that they've been through and experiences they've been through, and you think that their experiences over the course of time are not going to dictate either positions they take or outlooks that they take in this life, you're crazy. So when there's communication jamming and misunderstandings and we fight and we argue, perceivable points of life, you better take in consideration where that person came from, because a person's roots go deeply tied into their stitching. And that's not going to be changed. And part of getting to know people in life is understanding people's stitching. So as far as expressing that, when I train clients, I get to the bottom of their stitching because their stitching is their key to unlock their happiness. And once they can unlock their happiness, they can appreciate their bodies. They can appreciate the person in the mirror, and they want to work to take care of that person in the mirror. They don't want to gluttony eat. They don't want to, misuse the body. They don't want to abuse the body anymore because they start to love themselves. And self-love, it's easy to say, but man, to attribute and attain that, you really got to appreciate yourself. That's a high point. That's another high point, just like believing in God is a high point. And we say we love ourselves, but we don't love ourselves, man. We love everything around us, and we love the image of ourselves. We love this perception of ourselves. But to love yourself, you got to appreciate where you came from, the roots, and everything is connected. And for somebody outside of you to love you, they need to appreciate and understand that rooting, man. Unconditionally, man. And to get unconditionally is near impossible here because we're faced with so many different structures, classifications, and brackets and categories that we come up with a conditioned mind to view people in certain ways or to apply a certain knowledge to people when things go bad or when things are good. We just have this already programmed hard drive thinking capacity that if something happens, this is how it goes down. And we push to the side people's individuality and what makes people so unique, their differences and their different qualities that make them strong people in this world. The greatness is in individual people that, that make them signature. Wow, that person, okay, I really felt that person's mood, that vibe. There's something in that person. You know how you come to somebody, there's just something about them like, wow, they just impress you. You can't even explain it. You can't explain their character. It's that inner aura that makes them them. It's the unique potential that God has given them, and God has allowed them to express that shine to you, and it grabs you, and you're like, oh wow, I like that energy. I like that thing that person displays. There's something about it, can't put it, but there's just something. You see past their eyes, into their brain, into the composition of their soul and spirit, and you feel that. And that's getting to know people. And You're not going to get to know people until you learn to love yourself a lot more and appreciate yourself and cleanse your mind and purify your mind of so much societal stagnation that blocks our vision and our understanding to see people for what they are. We have this microscope eye of life and tunnel vision, and we can't see crap outside the range of our phones, our tablets, our TVs. We can't even see life anymore. And we use these models that we see as examples to apply to our lives. And you know what? Those models don't fit our lives because our lives are so different, are so complex and complex. We're not all the same. We don't all come the same, man. We could all be civil together because of a common peace. But when it comes to individuality and differences, man, we need to respect those differences and individualities in each other that make us us. So when times and situations come about, you can have better understanding of why people do this or why they think that way. Just a little bit more understanding to people's history that have made them and their characters so concrete in today. It's to be appreciated. It's just to be appreciated. And as a trainer, man, I have come to appreciate every single person I come in contact with because I get that time with them to hear them out routinely, week after week, week after week. I get to know their personalities, their ins and outs, their moods, dissect them, how they felt over the weekend, and I could come at them correctly with the communication to see what's going on with them. Because you know what? I've invested in the time into knowing them, and I just can understand them. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mutual exchange that I get from being a trainer, man. I'm learning their life and helping them become better in their lives. And in return, I'm gaining insight to what life is all about. So people, take the time to understand people's stitching, to understand if they're struggling to be happy with themselves, struggling to find themselves, or struggling to be anything. Has to be taken consideration with everything we do every single day, man. That's life. That's life, man. Understanding and getting better, man. You need to choose sides of how you want to perceive this life. You could take life as a blow to the head every single day. You could hate people every single day for their arrogance, their ignorance, their stupidity, their comments, their irrational statements or irrational behavior and how they react to things in the moment. Or you could go on the lighter, brighter side, that road less traveled, where there's no traffic, and view people for what they are. That's what you could do. View people for what they are based on the history of their time on this planet. And unless you're taking the time to do that and really give a hoot about somebody that's involved in your close circles or circumstances or people you see every day at work or situations outside of that, you better get to know them. Or they shouldn't be in your circle if you're not going to get to know them like that. So word of advice, man, take life for what it is and see people for what they are and take the time to understand that because it's going to empower you and make you better, man. It's going to help you navigate through this world better when you can learn to network and listen and extract other people's lives to get a better perception of how vast this world is. Be kind, be gracious. God bless all of you.